All right, we're jumping UFC light heavyweight. Modestas Bukauskas, who's back in action here and heading up to Canada. Modestas, how's it going, man?
Yes, very good. Thank you, my brother. Thank you for having me, mate.
Yeah, fairly quick turnaround for you. Like, I know the fight got offered pretty quick. Like, how did this all kind of come together so quickly after your last one?
Yeah, so I mean, it sort of just made sense, really. I remember looking at that fight between Aslan and Cutelaba on my card, and I figured that they would probably give, had I won my fight. So if I'd win my fight, they'll probably give me the winner of that one, and that's exactly what I called for. And it just makes sense because you want to work your way up the ranks, you want to go towards that top 15, and that's the way to do it. Do you know what I mean? Against guys that are, have been winning their fights, getting a load of finishes and stuff like this. And Kutalaba's been in the game for a very long time, so it only makes sense. I've had a load of fights in the UFC as well, so now let's see who's gonna make their mark towards the top 15.
Just quickly on your last one, like, happy with that performance? Like, pretty one-sided fight, get him out of there quickly. Like, is that kind of what you expected to be done in that
Yeah,
fight?
I mean, obviously there wasn't that much tape on him, and the only UFC fight, I knew that going into that fight, like obviously, he would want to come like aggressive, and because obviously he want to wipe away the tears from his last fight, basically, because he wanted to like really like prove himself. So I expected him to come a bit more aggressive. So he landed like one or two shots here or there. But ultimately, I knew I was better than him, and I knew that's what I had to go out and do. And yeah, like I say, lo and behold, it happened. So
With Ion, like, he's a kind of a kill or kill be fighter. Like, he comes out at all action. Like, are you just kind of expecting this to play out on the feed and be a pretty fun, entertaining fight then, or do you think it's gonna hit the ground?
I definitely think it's going to be an entertaining fight. You know, ultimately, he can do a bit of everything. So I got to expect him to want to be able to do a bit of everything as well. But yeah, obviously he's gonna come out all guns blazing, swinging. But so will I. So that's what's going to make for a very explosive, entertaining fight for the fans.
Change anything training camp wise or training partners, or kind of same as always for this one?
So obviously, since my last camp, I had the addition of Simeon Powell, who's fighting in the
Mhm.
PFL very shortly as well. He's been a great addition to the camp, and we've been going up together. I'm actually here right now, up in Manchester, training with Tom and his team. So yeah, pretty much everything has been the same, but I guess you could say everything's a little bit more fine tuned. We're getting things a lot more dialed in, a lot more right. It's like you're mixing all the potions together, and then finally you're coming up with the best concoction. You know what I mean? So yeah, I just like I say, I was very fortunate that after the last fight, I mean, I think it was pretty much like 4 days after the last fight, they offered me this one. So I literally was just rolling straight back into camp. So yeah, like it just meant that I could keep active, and I'm already coming out of camp, so that like nothing really changed. So yeah, everything's been good.
Is this your first time heading up to Montreal in Canada then?
Yes, yeah. First time in Canada, so yeah, I know that's going to be it's crazy that I'm able to like go over like all over the world, for fighting. Like not to say that I probably wouldn't have visited these places, but there wouldn't have been like a specific reason to it. Now, like I've been to Seattle, now I'm going to Montreal, so it's absolutely amazing being able to go and see the world, and yeah, go and make a statement out in the world.
I'm in Canada. Like, so Montreal's basically like a mini Europe. Like, Quebec is like
Oh
basically
yeah.
France. So like they have like the cobblestone streets and all that. Like, it's like
Okay.
there. It's you'll feel like very at home
I'm
then
looking
there.
forward to see. I'm gonna feel right at home then. Yeah. No, that's gonna be amazing. European vibes. Yeah, I
A
love
lot
that.
of French though.
Yeah. I can imagine. I've actually got got a guy that's doing my filming. He's from France as well. So yeah, man. Like I've been telling him about it, and yeah. So obviously it's exciting, man. I've got the French influence around everywhere, mate.
Uh, Getting a chance to be on like another paper, like a big pay-per-view card like this, back in front of fans. Like, do you just kind of think the UFC realizes like how exciting your fights are, and they're kind of sticking you on these big cards from now on out? Because it's been a couple in a row for you.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, ultimately it's down to my performances, isn't it? So, my last couple of performances. I've proven myself, but I know I needed to do that. And I've still got a lot more to prove. But like I say, the more you win, the more your stock rises, the more they'll take notice. The more they want to push you forward, put you on these big pay-per-view cards. And obviously, I think they could just already tell from the matchup how great of a fight this is going to be. How entertaining it is going to be for everyone. So when they put it together, why not put it on a massive card like UFC 315? So yeah, looking forward to it.
I guess one kind of knock is on the big cards, it's harder to get a bonus, but I feel like with you and Ion, like it has a good shot to be a fight of the night or performance.
Like I say, we've got to be coming out of there with a bonus, 100%. Like I say, when you put us two together in the middle of the cage, it's just a surefire way for an explosive matchup. So, yeah, man, 100%. Obviously, you got like a load of like amazing fighters that are on that card as well. But I feel like we'll be able to steal the show. You know what I mean? We're at the top of the prelims, so yeah, I'm looking to, like I say, let people know about the Baltic Gladiator.
How do you kind of see it playing out then?
I believe obviously he's going to start very fast. Very aggressive as he always does. He's become a lot more patient with his approach and stuff like that. But ultimately, I see myself taking the victory. I see myself finishing him. I see myself getting out there with my hand raised and moving on towards the top 15. Like I say, he's a very experienced opponent. He's a very good opponent, incredibly talented. But I just feel I'm better, so I've got to go out there and prove it.
Obviously, you have a lot of big wins in your career, like the Pedro one, winning the Cage Warriors belt. Do you think this one would be the biggest in your career? Just kind of the fan base, I guess?
100%. This is definitely the biggest name on my resume to date, and I'm looking forward to go out and take it with both hands.
What do you think a win here does for you? Like, I'd have to imagine winner of this fight gets a rank guy no matter what.
I definitely, as I mentioned before, this is a fight to get me a ranked opponent. I would have beaten a load of guys in the UFC up until this point, and yeah, that's where I want to go. I want to go towards the top 15, top 10. Go towards the belt. So this is what this fight will do for me. This will give me a ranked opponent. So yeah.
10th UFC fight too, like getting double digits. Is that like, do you care about that? Does it mean anything? Like, what's that kind of mean for you?
No, it does. It's funny because I look back at it and I'm like, you look at it, it's like I'm almost like a veteran of the UFC now. Do you know what I mean? It's like I never thought to like be able to tally up so many fights, like looking at my records. So yeah, it's amazing. Number 10, and we're gonna go out with a bang, mate. We're gonna put on the best performance of my career, and yeah, it's gonna be a good one, man.
Already second fight this year. Like, what is kind of the goal for the rest of you? Like, is it like, did you plan to take a bit of time off, or do you think you can get another 2 and have a 4-fight year?
I definitely want to get at least one more in. We'll just see what the UFC brass wants. As you can see, if they really want to make a fight happen, they'll make it happen. I finished my fight in Seattle, and they turned it back around within like I say, within a couple of days. So I'm always going to be in shape. I'm always going to be ready. I'm always going to be training. I'm always trying to improve my skill sets and get myself. I'm just trying to better myself as a martial artist all the time. So with that mindset and with that approach, I think if anything comes through, and as soon as I get a name on the dotted line, I'm ready to go. So yeah, I definitely see myself getting at least one more this year. But hey, if we can get 2 more, why not? Do you know what I mean? So like I say, I just play it by ear, but my full focus is on Ion Cutelaba.
Just final thing I wanted to get on is divisions changed a bit since we last talked. I see a new champion. What you kind of make of that fight with Pereira and Ankalaev?
Yeah, obviously, I don't. To me, it looked like Pereira couldn't really get off too much. Obviously, the southpaw may have posed a bit of a problem for him. Ankalaev's got good boxing and stuff like that. Was able to catch some good shots. I see it sort of going the same way as sort of the first fight. Ankalaev did a good job of just neutralizing all the biggest attributes that Pereira had. Obviously, Pereira's had a very consistent schedule as well. But yeah, man, like I say, I think Ankalaev will remain at the top.
Like, obviously, not considering yourself, like, who do you think is the guy that could give Ankalaev the toughest fight in that top 5, top 10?
Well, aside from me,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. Like I say at the top,
Like you have like
Yuri Prohaska would be an interesting fight. I think it'll pose, like I say, some different problems where the boxing approach wouldn't work as well. I don't think against Yuri. Yuri's got, as you saw in his last fight, had some amazing head movement. But yeah, I guess you could say, yeah, realistically, Yuri is probably going to be the biggest threat right now, I reckon.
well, Modestas, I appreciate the time as always. Thanks so much for doing this again.
Nice one, brother. Thank you so much,
Yeah.
my man. Yeah, have a good one, mate.
Yeah, you as well.